It was a night of all nights on this Atlantic shore. The wind and rain swept o'er the land as the mighty sea did roar. The thunder was like angels rolling barrels in the sky, and lightning was heaven's lighthouse as pigs screamed in their sties. I wandered down the old bog road that leads me to my house, and gathered turf from the old turf shed, just like a thirsty mouse. But while approaching my back door, I heard a screeching sound. It echoed through the tempest and mountains all around. A car had skidded off the road on a very treacherous bend. It rolled on down the cliff face, but stopped before the end. It snagged itself upon a rock and didn't reach the sea. The girl was trapped, but still alive, a young mum of 23. Police had gathered at the scene. They radioed for aid. In truth, there was no time to waste. A decision must be made. Stronger and stronger the tempest grew as the car was rocked and blown. My mind erupted volcano-like. I have a daughter of my own. With gritted teeth, I said I knew who could carry out the task. I said his name is Charlie. We won't even have to ask. Charlie was my loyal horse and my friend of many years, and when they said his race was run, my eyes would fill with tears. So off I went to fetch him, and his harness old and worn, he stumped upon the stable floor. He knew his time had come. His ears were pricked as he stood so proud, and he came along with me. With collar on and girth pulled tight, he looked towards the sea. Ropes attached and grapples too, he was ready for the job. A young man tied them to the car, lowered down by 2-ton Bob. Charlie knew what was at hand and listened to my call. Pull now, Charlie, that's the lad, and was cheered by one and all. My brave, brave horse defied his age. It was quite bizarre to see. As though he knew who was in distress, Charlie had to set them free. He tugged with every sinew, of bone and muscle too. Veins were bulging through his skin. His strength just grew and grew. The car was almost at the edge, and Charlie seemed to fade. Perhaps the critics, they were right with the comments that they made. Then, with a savage burst of force, he gave a mighty drive. The car was sitting at the top, and the girl inside alive. We danced with glee that famous night, and Charlie was our toast. But alas, he looked the worse for wear. He neared his winning post. Though as I took his collar off, I couldn't break his gaze. The girl was walking towards him through the driving rain and haze. Charlie knew her years ago when she was just a child. She used to bring him apples when he ran free and wild. She placed his face upon her scarf, and he looked into her eyes. He gave a sigh and passed away. Charlie said his last goodbye. Oh, often of an evening I dream beside the fire, and grand old Charlie fills my heart with scenes that never tire. When we laid him on his stable floor on that cold and stormy night, he looked just like a thoroughbred, so grey and true and right.